Alright, so this my name's Terry with TX Black Cat on Instagram. We've got a 2008 Jeep Liberty that's got a busted rear vent window. Haven't seen any tutorials that are out there on that for it, so figured we'd go out and try it. They want like $300 to go and get one from a dealership, so I like going pick and pulling. So we went to a AAA auto salvage out near us, picked up a window. It's a little bit different than what I expected it to be. I thought it'd just be a pane of glass, but it's actually got the whole seal and everything to it. So I figured this would be a good idea to kind of give you an idea of what you're getting into to try and replace it yourself. But $23 versus $300, I'd take the 20 all day. So we'll see what we can do. So we got 2 screws to remove. One's behind this little panel here. Just a knife or a little pick, just something to get up behind it. That should pop right out. It is kind of a bear. There you go. To pop out. But inside there you have one Phillips head screw. Behind this panel here, up near the handle, there's one 10mm bolt that's going to be right behind this. Pretty easy to pop out. Just kind of get your tool right up in the top. There you go, make yourself some space and pop right off, slide out. And you got your 10mm right there. Start with the screw on the bottom. And pray it's not stripped. Oh, mine is a star tool. We'll get to our trusty star tools. I think it's a T20. Yeah, T20. So it could be a Phillips head or a T20 so far. Alright, don't lose these because they're like the smallest screws in the world. And there's not very many panel pops or that many places where it's fully attached, so you can go and unscrew your lock mechanism, set that to the side just to make it a little easier to remove. Go, and then up. That's gone forever. And out. Alright, one plug to remove to get the door skin off, just to get it out of your way. And to remove, this screw right here is about the only thing that secures this window itself in place to the frame. The whole seal and everything is fused to this window piece, so whenever you do find it in a salvage yard, be prepared to take that whole piece with you. It's got a captive nutser on the inside of the glass, so everything's threaded and nice and neat. You don't have to worry about losing the nut itself. I was impressed. On the earlier model Liberties, there is a video that was out there that gave me the confidence to want to go and try and do this myself. And it literally just had a little metal bracket that was attached to the glass itself. So this was kind of weird to see while we were out there, but the removal ended up not being too bad. There are 2 gutters on either side of the channels. Go ahead and pull these up just to give you some more access. They literally just lift and sit out of the way. Front is the same way. Just lifts and sit out of the way. There's no seal or like seam sealer that I've run into so far. So it's been pretty nice. There is a lip that this does attach to underneath the metal, so there it goes. Perfect. So I'm looking at it now. While we were in the salvage yard, we actually pulled the door skin down to see what we were working with on the inside, to see if we could pull the window down a little bit further. I'm gonna try this without doing that. The fewer bolts that you have to remove, the better. So let's see if we can just take it without taking this little plastic panel off. Since the whole seal is all kind of together, you just slide down and pull this seal with it. Mine's kind of taped. but you should be able to pull this out of its channel all the way through across the top, and this seam goes all the way down and kind of runs with your window as it sets. But you can take all of this, just pull it off the sides. There's no gasket or sealer or anything like that that's in there. And then for the window, mine's kind of busted, but you should be able to pull it down, slide it right up, and there she goes. She's right out. Just pull the seal right out the top. All right, so we got our glass. Removal or install is about the same as removal, kind of just the reverse. Start that channel down on the glass itself, slide her in. Be sure to get it lined up in its channel on the top, so you'll have to push it down just a little bit further, and then just start sliding it up. From this side, we want to make sure that we get the window all settled. So I'm just going to slide that seam down the side of this glass as well. This is actually easier than the removal was so far. And you can see, if you come right over here, the actual rubber grommets kind of tell you where it all lines up. So you've got like a nice kind of guide as to where to stop with the seam too, which is really handy. So everything else just kind of starts to push into place. Again, just pay attention to the actual gasket seal on this backside. Make sure that everything's all lined up. You don't want it to leak. So get those seams and just pull them back out and slide it up. Go. And then it's just one screw in, see right there, line it up, and then just a 10 milli to tighten. Most Jeep guys want to kind of do everything themselves, or Jeep people, I guess. Saving $275, put it in my own piece of window means that I can put that money towards something different. So I feel like if you're just a little mechanically inclined, that this doesn't take a whole lot to do. As a proof of concept, I'm going to sit and run the other window up just to make sure that everything lines up correctly. All right, so just to make sure that everything's lining up, we're just going to roll the window. And she's in. So now it's just a little bit of reverse, putting everything back together. Just remember the screw on the top of your lock portion, and that's pretty much it. We didn't even have to pull off this plastic skin, which is a great thing. There's a lot of little fidgety bits that I really didn't want to kind of get into whenever we removed it in the scrapyard. So fairly simple, about 20-30 minutes of work just to get everything put back together, and you've got yourself another window. So can't beat that. Before this, we need to get these little channels back in. So let's actually do that before we go too crazy here. There we go. It's a little bit of a tight fit right here, but you should slide and clip right back into place. Okay, good positive click. And then from here, just more of the same. There it goes. installed. That's better.
Yeah, that's definitely it.
There we go. Perfect. So there's a couple of little claws on the actual plastic panel that slide into a slot on the other side that kind of holds everything tight, so they don't need so many fasteners to kind of keep everything together. There's none of those annoying little like plastic clips that everybody breaks whenever you pull them out. No Christmas trees. So thanks Chrysler for at least that. Just a couple of screws and a little bit of time. I'll take that all day long. Put that guy back in there, pup. And then just 10 milli right here. Alright, so as you can see with the finished product, I've taken all the tape residue off and everything. Brand new. All the seal and everything is lined up. Nothing's pushed out on the sides or anything along those lines. The final cost, I went and called a dealership just now. For this glass that actually comes with the seal and everything on it, they wanted $269 plus tax, and they'd have to order it, so it's a special order part. Takes some time to get to you. I purchased this at a salvage for $23 and change. Out the door, it was like $18 for the glass itself, and I think they charged me $1.99 because it had a seal on it. So, I mean, you weigh your options there. There was a glass guy that wanted to do this for me if I brought him the piece, and they wanted to put it in for $100. We spent less than probably 30 minutes taking that out, putting it back in. So depends on what type of time or what type of, I guess, DIYer you are, but it was a pretty simple tool, pretty simple to do. A little bit of time for your day, and now I've got fresh glass versus a bunch of tape, so can't complain about that.